When I submit a file, it closes, and I take pride in that. I never tell somebody we can do this deal and it never closes. The climate has changed because, you had Lehman Brothers come down crashing and so many banks closed. Banks now, if they're lending you money, be lucky they're not asking you what blood type you are, It's frustrating because it's a lot of paperwork, and I understand now you got to go through your files and get your very last pay stub of 2017 because you make overtime and you make commission. So the bank wants to average out those for the last 2 years, and people are like, where am I going to find my last pay stub of 2017? Hey, I understand that could be frustrating. But also let's realize that because they're being that thorough and they're being that much of a pain in the ass, it's also protecting us from not going back to the wild, wild west where they were just giving away money and then everybody ended up in foreclosure and the economy essentially crashed. Let's have perspective about this. The more the banks are thorough and the more they ask us for a ton of paperwork and the more they double check, and now they're doing background checks, and now technology is advanced as well. So now they can tell if you're applying at different banks and they're going to ask you why. And they do background checks to make sure that you haven't had foreclosures that maybe are cleaned up off your credit, but it appears on public record, where before there wasn't all that technology that would help. So things were able to slide through a lot easier. And because it's a lot harder, because it's a lot more work, not only for us, but also for the clients to work hand in hand and partner with us through the transition, you really got to know what you're doing. You got to understand the guidelines. You got to understand what makes the bank's life easy so that you're one of their favorites. And when they see your clients come and you got your name on there and they know that you're the one that's helping them, they're not cringing because they know that you are a hot mess. So your files are a nightmare. And also you have a reputation of submitting files that maybe don't end up paying their mortgages, or that they are a mission to close and they're pain in the ass clients. So building that good reputation, knowing what you're doing, goes a long way in this industry, because when someone knows that they're getting a deal from my team, they're picking it up because they know those are one of the easy ones. They know that we're thorough. They know that we're honest. They know that what we're doing is legit. We know that we're submitting the file exactly the way they want. And they know that every file that we submit closes. We don't ever submit a file that doesn't close unless in an inspection period something came up on the property and they couldn't come to terms with fixing it, or if an appraised value wasn't there, so the value wasn't there, so they couldn't come to terms on a new price, which has nothing to do with us. But as far as our part of the job, when I submit a file, it closes, and I take pride in that. I never tell somebody we can do this deal and it never closes. Knock on wood. But to this day, we've never not closed the deal.